what to say to them, Bruce. The computers, because that.
Keep in your business. You might wait.
Did you get it?
We need to have that up and running at 6:30. She had it. It just stopped. Good? Yeah. You good?
All right, sorry we're starting a little late. I had to get the live feed going up. Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming out on this nice cold chilly night. Started out with shorts and then with jackets. Beautiful weather in Georgia, isn't it? Wait 5 minutes and it'll change again, I believe. So let's go ahead, open in prayer, and we'll do our pledge and get going on here. Join me in prayer. Gracious Heavenly Father, we're thankful for this day, thankful for this time to come together. Lord, we just pray that you give us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding tonight, and discernment to conduct the city, the business of the city tonight, Lord, with honesty and integrity. Be with us as we go through this meeting tonight, Lord. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Amen. Attention. Salute. Pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, this time we'll start off with citizen comments. If anybody has any comments they would like to make, now is your time. All right. We'll move along. Approval of agenda. Do we have any additions to the agenda or deletions before?
I have a couple of additions to add to the agenda.
All right.
We need to add the council memorial plaques. We have a geocaching consideration, and we have the Lula Ladies Sock Hop Dance consideration.
All right. And one other, we'll put an update on the baby changing stations. Any other additions, deletions? All right. If not, do we have a motion to approve the agenda with the additions that we have?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the 4 additions that were mentioned.
I will second that motion.
Motion made by Tony to approve the agenda with the 4 additional agenda items, second by Andrew. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. All right. First thing we'll do is we have a resolution, and I was hoping that Senator Eccles would have been here tonight. He may have gotten stuck in traffic, but we'll go ahead and do that now. He contacted us probably about a month ago, wanting to honor the life and memory of Mordecai Wilson and for other purposes. And the resolution states, whereas the state of Georgia mourns the loss of one of its most distinguished citizens with the passing of former Lula City Councilman Mordecai Wilson on December 24, 2026, and whereas elected in 2000, Mordecai Wilson served on the Lula City Council for 20 years, and even after leaving office, he continued to attend meetings, sharing his wisdom and expressing optimism for the future of Lula. And whereas Mordecai Wilson served as a guardian of the nation's freedom and liberty with the United States Navy, valiantly and courageously protecting his fellow Americans during World War II, and whereas a man of deep and abiding faith, Mordecai Wilson was an active member of Springfield Missionary Baptist Church in Lula. And whereas he was united in love and marriage to his wife, Mary, and together the couple influenced the lives of countless children through their group home and care of foster children. And whereas he gave inspiration to many through his high ideals, morals, and deep concern for his fellow citizens, and a devotion, patience, and understanding he demonstrated to his family and friends were admired by others. And whereas he was a person of magnanimous strengths with the unimpeccable reputation for integrity, intelligence, fairness, and kindness, and by the example he made of his life, he made this world a better place in which to live. And whereas a compassionate and generous man, Mordecai Wilson will long be remembered for his love of family, friendship, and community, and will be missed by all who had the great fortune of knowing him. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Senate that the members of this body join in honoring the life and memory of Mordecai Wilson and express their deepest and most sincere regret at his passing. Be it furthermore resolved that the Secretary of the Senate is authorized and directed to make an appropriate copy of this resolution available for distribution to the family of Mordecai Wilson. Senate Resolution 760 by Senator Eccles of the 49th, Senator Hatchett of the 50th, McLaurin of the 14th, Still of the 48th, Huffstetler of the 52nd, and others. Adopted in the Senate February 12th, 2026.
Mayor, may I add, if I'm not mistaken, he would have been 101 yesterday.
Yes.
So this comes at a very timely moment, even though he's not here with us, but he is now.
He is. And we will have this framed, and this will be hanging on the wall of City Hall. We have one more certificate to bestow before we move into our public hearings. At this time, would Ms. Tangi Garner please come to the front?
We're gonna make her blush. What haven't we done?
You got to swear me in, so now I get to do this.
Really do, thank you.
This certificate is presented to you for municipal clerk, for certified municipal clerk, upon Tangi Garner, and I cannot read the small print, as of May 5th, 2025. Long overdue. Congratulations.
So you all know that is from the International Institute of Municipal Clerks. She's been a certified clerk for many years and been a city clerk for about 20. So.
Congratulations. Thank you for all you do for us.
Thank you.
And at this time, we will go into our public hearings. Mr. Homans?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 public hearings this evening, and I will describe the process we are going to follow for each of these public hearings and then call them individually. You'll hear me call the requests, and if the applicant will then come forward, explain to the council the reason for the request. I will then ask if there is anyone here to speak in favor of the request. If that is a reason that you have attended tonight's meeting, that would be your opportunity to speak. I will then ask if there's anyone here to speak against the request or in opposition. And if that is a reason that you are here, then that would be your opportunity to speak. I will then ask Jerry to deliver the staff report to council, and then the applicant would be given an opportunity to respond to any of the comments that you've heard. These are the rules we'll follow for each of these public hearings. Please come forward if you're going to speak. Tell the council your name, where you live, and address your comments solely to council. The first item for public hearing tonight is for a conditional use request. It's for property located at 5662 Cemetery Road in Lula, Hall County Tax Parcel 15007A 3037. Gordon Pro Tree Service LLC seeks a conditional use within the agricultural district for an agricultural related business, a tree service and landscape business not involving sales or services to the general public. Is the applicant with us this evening? I know that the applicant gave birth approximately 1 month ago and had filled out the necessary paperwork before going on her maternity leave. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of this request? Anyone here to speak in favor? Is anyone here to speak in opposition to the request? Anyone here to speak against? And I'll call on Jerry to deliver the staff report.
Good evening, council. In your packet, you have the recommendations from staff and from the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission heard it, also held a public hearing about this conditional use permit on Cemetery Road. Of course, the applicant wasn't able to make the Planning Commission meeting for the same reasons. She gave birth about a month ago, so she has a child now. So now she wants to have this business also. So I believe the business is already in Gainesville, and they've just outgrown their location and feel that this is suited better for them. It's pretty cut and dry. It was a nursery at one time, and this kind of falls in line with that type of work. There'll be a tree service, landscaping business. There won't be any traffic because this doesn't have sales. So it's basically just for office space to work out of and a place to store their equipment. Beyond that, there's not much else to it. It's pretty straightforward. But it's bringing another business into Louisville.
Any questions from council?
Do we know how many employees they have?
No, I do not. But I would suspect at least 12, I would suspect. It being a tree service and landscaping company, I would expect at least 12.
So they'll be using his office and parking equipment.
Right.
I know we had discussed the hours of operation. That was fine. The grass clippings, wood chips, and organic debris on the property. That is about the only concern I had. Do we have a way of monitoring that?
We'll have our code enforcement
Okay.
go by and look.
Any other questions?
And we'll declare this public hearing closed. Mayor, the way we've set this up on the agenda, council could take this matter up now, or you could have me do the public hearings and then take them up separately, however, whatever council's choice may be.
Why don't we just go ahead and vote as we go?
Works for me. All right. Do I have a motion for the conditional use permit to be granted to Gordon Tree Service with the conditions provided, 1 through 5 for operations, sign existing buildings to house equipment, storage, and with the last one being, should the business cease to exist on property, termination of the conditional use.
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use permit request, conditional use permit 2026-001 CUP for Kara Kingan of Gordon Tree Service and Landscaping. Under the conditions as set forth, we have five conditions as listed by staff. So I make a motion for that approval.
Second.
Motion made by Tony to approval of the conditional use permit 2026-001 CUP for Gordon Tree Service, located at the property of 5662 Cemetery Road with the 5 conditions outlined, and second by Juliet. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, signify by raising your right hand.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
All opposed, signify the same. Motion carried. All right.
The next item is for property located at 5525 Lula Road, Hall County Tax Parcel 15007A000199. SBW Investments LLC seeks to rezone 27.08 acres from agricultural to M1, which is light industrial, for future development. I believe our applicant is here. Come forward, please, ma'am.
Amanda Browning, 5667 Julianville Road. Any questions? I mean, it's just, I'm matching what the Riles Brothers did. So they changed their property to M1. I just wanna do the same thing.
They may have questions as we go. Thank you. Is anyone here to speak in favor of the request? Anyone here to speak in favor? Anyone here to speak in opposition to the request? Anyone here to speak against the request? I'll call on Jerry for our staff report.
So you have, let me get to the correct page. And so this property is basically at the corner of Lula Road and Julian Ball Road. Just over 27 acres. Directly across the street at the western end of the property is the Riles Brothers property that was rezoned to light industrial this past fall. Planning Commission heard this request, and there was basically very few conditions placed on the property because there's no idea of what the development may be, because right now it's still acting as a pond. As far as staff is concerned, we don't see an issue with it being rezoned, and it was approved by the planning commission. And I'm missing, I think, two in the packet, two of the conditions. I wanna make sure I don't have it buried in here.
So the future ingress and egress are to be located on Julian Ball. And the egress should be located at least 500 from the intersection, okay?
And that was changed, I don't know why they didn't print the other. That would be, decided by the county because it's a county road, in that location. Also, they changed the one on, State Route 52, Lula Road. They changed it that it would be, determined by DOT whether
Right.
ingress, egress would be there. If you give me just 1 second, you all can talk amongst yourselves and I'll find the other conditions.
Can you respond to man any other comment based, given staff's report? Okay.
No, I didn't think there was any other condition other than the DOT to get to decide 52. And then they also decided that it was far enough from the intersection that if they wanted to use my piece of property to come in and out of 52, they could. Because I have more than 300 feet of frontage.
I think the only concern they had was, on the Georgia 52 side, was the breakdown lane that would have to be put in. Is that correct?
What was that?
Turn lane, breakdown lane,
Yes, that would be on a developer to do that.
right.
Okay. The other conditions is the cost of extending the 6-inch water line for new commercial industrial use in the property will be at the expense of the developer once the property is sold. Any changes in conditions would require the property owner to make an application to be heard before the Lula Planning Commission and Lula City Council. And the conditions would follow the property upon sale to the next owner. Apologize for that.
What was number 4?
Number 4, the cost of extending the water line.
No, I think that was number 3.
That was 3.
Okay. All right, 4 would be any changes in conditions would require the developer who purchases the property to make application to be heard before the planning commission and the council.
And question, Jerry, you've made a statement there regarding the planning commission, so I don't see planning commission recommendations in here. Are you saying that there were 0 planning commission recommendations at all?
No, they changed the ingress egress. They changed it from what I had because there's only 380 feet of road frontage
Mhm.
on 52. And, I didn't have that in there. I wanted them to go onto the property from Julian Ball,
Mm-hmm.
but they changed that they would be allowed upon approval from DOT to have ingress egress. And that was one of the changes that the planning commission made.
Right.
And then the other one on Julian Ball, it would be determined by Hall County and not the city, because it's a county road, as to where that ingress egress would be on Julian Ball Road.
Okay. So did they have a recommendation for approval?
They did, they recommended approval.
Is it in your document packet somewhere? Because I don't have it.
I have it here. I don't know why that one didn't print out correctly.
Mm.
I can send it to you because I don't know why it didn't print out correctly.
So the three additional conditions are gonna be cost of the water line on the developer, or any developer. Changes in conditions be heard by planning commission and council, and conditions to follow property, correct? Okay.
Yep.
Along with the first two, with the 52 access determined by DOT, Julian Ball access determined by county. Okay. Any other questions?
None from me.
This time I'll entertain a motion on this.
Public hearing's closed, so it's right to consider your motion.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that council approve the rezoning request 2026-001Z by SBW Investments LLC for property located at 5525 Lula Road regarding the 27.11 acres from agricultural to M1 light industrial, with the 5 conditions as was stated by our staff.
Second.
Motion made by Tony to approve the parcel 2026-001Z at the address listed.
I'll second that.
Let me finish. At the address 5525 Lula Road with the 5 conditions to follow the property. And second is by Garnett.
Right.
All right, all in favor, signify by raising your right hand.
Aye.
All opposed, signify the same. Motion carried.
And our last public hearing tonight is for a variance request for property located at 5867 Main Street in Lula, Hall County Tax Parcel 09071 013004A, In-Town Home Builders LLC, seeks variances: 1, to reduce the side setback from Tombs Street from 25 feet to 15 feet, and 2, to reduce the side setback from an adjoining parcel from 15 feet to 10 feet. Is the applicant present? Is anyone here to speak in favor of this request? Anyone here to speak in favor? Is anyone here to speak against the request? Anyone here? Come up, please, ma'am.
Am I speaking against it, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just want to make sure.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Kim, PM. I live at 5644 Lula Road, but I attend church at Lula Methodist Church. And we just think that location is too small to have a house there. And I'm concerned how that particular piece of property would affect Lula's, because we own most of that block except for the car wash and the little house that's right there beside of it. But I think, you know, you're gonna have to put a driveway in there as well, coming off of Tombs Street, and there's just not a lot of room there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is anyone else here to speak against the request? Come up, please.
I am Frances Banks. I am familiar with the property. I feel that building a great big house and reducing the setback may have visibility problems when pulling out from Toombs, trying to see around a big house that might be there. It could deter or block traffic, maybe be accidental. So I don't think it should be a big house. Otherwise, I don't care if they build a smaller one, there's already a house there. So, do it within the boundaries that they have in the setbacks there. Thank you.
Thank you. Is anyone else here to speak in opposition to the request?
Good evening. Lisa Shropshire, 5914 Toombs Street. And I'm against this bill because that is a really small lot. It's 0.13 acres. And if they did a driveway coming onto Main Street or to Toombs Street, I feel like it would be in a danger for all of us coming off of Toombs Street or trying to turn onto Toombs Street with the traffic. And it would just take away from our neighborhood, I feel. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else here to speak in opposition to the request? Yes, ma'am. Come up, please.
I'm Debbie Thomas at 5906 Chattahoochee Street, just the one that just spoke, neighbor to her, directly across from the Methodist Church. I too think it is too small a piece of property where it's located to build a house on. If they ever needed to do work on the road or broaden the road, I think that would complicate things. Transportation would be hampered by all of that coming in and out. And as a neighbor and a householder, and love our community, I sure would have to see that happen. I hope to goodness y'all will see the need to turn it down. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else here to speak in opposition to the request? Anyone here to speak against? Then I'll ask Jerry to deliver the staff report, and then we'll close the hearing.
It is a very small lot. I will agree with that. 1.3 acres is quite small. But the person does want to, the applicant does want to build a house there, and it's just over 1,400 square feet. As you are aware, recently we approved a PRD that has larger footprint per lot than this lot has. It's less than 5,000 square feet or thereabout. We just approved PRD where the lots were 6,000 and up to 8,000. So this is small. The initial plan was to have the driveway egress ingress on Main Street, and I mentioned to the applicant that that could be an issue since that is also State Route 51. He contacted DOT and sent a revised footprint of the driveway, and it's in the updated footprint was updated on March 4th. The proposed driveway now is on Toombs Street. However, it is right against the intersection, and I had originally, when I took this before the Planning Commission, recommended it be at least 75 feet from that intersection. However, staff's recommendation, because of the size of the lot, recent changes on some of the decisions made by the council, is to deny this property. And that is what the Planning Commission did, took staff recommendation to deny the approval of this. The applicant has asked about, what's the next steps, and I told him that if it's denied, that's up to him. So, what he does next, but staff and Planning Commission has recommended denial of this bill.
Can I go ahead?
Yes,
Ask
yes,
you?
questions?
How far from the intersection are they wanting to put the driveway?
About 40 feet. The front edge
Okay.
of the driveway, about 40 feet. As a matter of fact, where I suggested they put it, in my report, to the Planning Commission would be, if you look at the, neighbor across the street from that lot, it would be past their driveway. This would put it before their driveway. So, it's not even directly across the street.
And you already have to be 30 feet from a stop sign to be stopped with a
That's
vehicle.
about right. That's why I said 75 feet,
Okay,
to give them space to move, to allow traffic and them to be able to turn in. And it's still gonna be tight. The staff still recommended denial, just because of the size of the lot, its location. Any other questions?
Then I'll declare this public hearing closed and the matters before council.
Let me also say one other thing that was really interesting, looking at this and researching it. Nobody knew there was a lot there. Everybody thought it belonged to the house, for years. So, with that being said, you know, it was a surprise when this came up. There's not a lot there. There is, so, according to the tax assessor, so.
I mean, it used to have a hot tub on it, I
The
think.
Gazebo, had a
A
gazebo.
gazebo?
Yeah.
It's been fenced in for 20 years.
Yeah.
Any questions or comments?
No, I'm ready to make a motion.
Do I have a motion on the floor?
I make a motion to deny this.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Juliet to deny the variance request for property located at 5867 Main Street, parcel 2026-001V, by In-Town Home Builders. Second by Garnett. All in favor, signify by raising your right hand.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. All right.
May I say one more thing? Always something in the past, I just want to comment.
It's up to the mayor.
When you said
Yes.
the community people thought that was all, the lady that bought that property, it's been probably 2 years. She had no idea, she didn't know it. And that's so sad, she's in her late, I guess, early 70s. She's hard of hearing, she's widowed, she lives alone, she doesn't have anybody here. And she had no idea, she didn't know it. So I think she went to the planning commission, but she didn't come back. I think she may have forgotten it. But she loves Lula, but this year has thrown a lot of money out to her. Thank you, and I appreciate your votes.
Thank you.
Based on that comment there, I have spoke with her son, a few times and emailed a few times with him, and he was shocked, the same. And, so he's been kind of talking with the city about it, trying to figure out how to go forward. He lives out west, so he has no way of getting here to kind of look after these affairs for his mother, so. So yeah, but, yeah, it's,
And she has no one here.
right.
I'm probably the one that she's talked to the most, and just a quarter across the street.
And she submitted a letter to the planning commission.
Yes.
Thank you again.
Thank you. All right, at this point, we'll add in our next 4 agenda items, if y'all don't mind, before we go into approval of minutes. First one being on the plaques for council. It'd be the handout that Juliet gave you,
Looks like this.
Council Member Memorial Project. Does everybody have that? And Juliet, would you like to explain this, please?
Sure. So basically, it is, the idea is that we would like to have plaques for 2 of our longest-serving council members, former council members, Mordecai Wilson and Lamb Griffin, for their over 20 years of service each. We are looking at doing a 12 by 18 size plaque. We were flexible on that. I was told that plaques could only be, of that size would be 12 by 15. They would have a picture of each one of them, their name, their years of service, and a statement thanking them for all of their years of service, their dedication to not only the city of Lula, but also our citizens. We got 3 different quotes back. The first quote was from the Trophy Case in Gainesville. To do these, they would put an 8 by 10 picture on each one. And then whatever statement we wanted on the bottom, it would kind of look very similar to what you see if you go into a restaurant that looks like the donation plaques where they've got the team on it, and then, you know, thank you for donating to our team, blah, blah, blah. They're gonna be about $95 a piece. The second place we talked to was Bob and Ted's up in Clarksville, and he wouldn't even give me a price. The third place was All American Specialties down in Buford, and instead of doing it like what we were really looking at, he wants to completely bring in his designer, and his designer kind of take a little liberties and design it for us to look like what some of the new plaques look like that are more like recognition for like coaches and stuff. So you can see the picture down there. They would still be $95 a piece. They could meet our deadline because we would like to present these at Railroad Days, being it's the 50th Railroad Days and part of the 150-year celebration. I'm waiting to hear back from him if he could actually do the old school plaque like what we're really talking about, so we can really compare apples to oranges. I haven't heard back. And I gave them a second task. I know that in the last year, we all miss Miss Debbie Hubbard-Smith a lot. She had a volunteer's heart. She dedicated herself to the community. She committed herself to helping anybody she possibly could. And I know there had been some discussion about doing, renaming the depot after her. Well, Lula ladies themselves would really like if we could put up a plaque there in the depot that would fit within in the wall space, basically where she sat, right there at the door, between the door and the window, up against the railroad side. That's where she always sat in the depot. That area is 24 by 40. Right now, none of the 3 were able to come up with an actual quote because they're trying to figure out how to do this. The Trophy Case and All American Specialties said it is possible, it is doable. They're just trying to figure out what would be the best way to do this for us at the best price, because what Lula ladies would really like is if we would also not maybe one picture of her or maybe a collage of pictures of her, basically the same thing we're doing for the councilman, but a paragraph area talking about what she did, because when people see this in the depot, they need to understand why she's being recognized. Bob and Ted's told me he doesn't do a plaque that size and wouldn't even talk to me anymore. So if you ask me, based off of the way that they were able to talk to us, meet what we were wanting, I would strongly suggest we went with the Trophy Case that's the same price as All American Specialties. It's also closer to us, so we're not driving as far to go get it. And I think that would be the better choice.
So they didn't give you at all of a idea what the one for Miss Debbie would be? Could we assume double the price?
We are going to, based off of how big it would need to be to go in that space, and based off of looking at what they called progressive, I think it was progressive plaques, it could be $300 to $500 based off of its size and the way they're going to have to basically specialize this piece.
Any questions?
But I don't think we can really vote on what to do for Miss Debbie right now until we actually have a physical quote.
Right.
I mean, I'm okay with, like you had recommended Trophy Case as the vendor for project number 1, the council member plaques. I'm in favor of that. And then also on project number 2, for Debbie Hubbard Smith, I agree. I mean, we don't know what the cost would be, but I don't think that that's out of the realm of us approving such a thing. What are you asking for council today? Do you want an approval on project 1?
I think we need to go
perhaps
ahead.
maybe an amount?
I think we need to go ahead and go with an approval on project number 1 for the $95 quote that they're asking for each one of those plaques, so that we could go ahead and move forward and have them ready and prepared for a presentation at Railroad Days.
Okay, and I agree with that. And then for project number 2, how long do you think we might be waiting for information from Trophy Case?
They've asked me for a couple more pieces of information. They want some other pictures of the area that we're gonna put it up in to try to, basically they're trying to maybe match kind of the colors too. I will say this, I would prefer not to do hers in May.
Okay,
I would really rather wait until either October, which was her birthday, or do it at our Christmas parade.
sure. So we can hold off on any decision on project number 2 till we get some more additional details finalized. But I certainly would be in favor of calling for a vote on funding for project number 1. And this would, of course, come out of any recommendations from staff. This would possibly come from our general fund. Okay. Any other questions from other council? I'll make a motion that we approve project number 1, which is council member plaques, as presented, with a vendor being Trophy Case in Gainesville. And I know there may be other like taxes involved, but $95 a plaque, I would certainly approve that. I mean, I could just say I make a motion that we approve moving forward with project number 1, council member plaques with vendor Trophy Case in Gainesville, Georgia.
I will second that motion.
All right, we have a motion on the floor for approval of project number 1 for the council plaques using Trophy Case in Gainesville in the amount of $95 each, not to exceed a total of $250. Does that sound good to cover the taxes?
To be
Yes.
Yeah.
an additional $250?
No, $250 total.
Okay, so there are 3 plaques at 95. They're 95 each,
No,
right?
it's 2
There's
plaques.
2 plaques. 2
We're
plaques.
talking about
Okay,
2
just
plaques.
2
We're talking
plaques.
about
Okay,
Lamb
right.
and
Not to
Mordecai.
exceed 250.
Okay, yep, agreed.
And second by Andrew. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Our next one is our geocaching request. Jerry?
So about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got a request from a lady who does geocaching. And if you're not familiar with that, it's a very fancy adult version of hide and seek. Somebody hides something, you use grid coordinates and GPS to go find it. And it's not as easy as it sounds. I did it many years ago. It was interesting, it was fun, you get to see some historical stuff. I did it in the Columbus area with a buddy of mine, and it was pretty neat. And she got the idea because there's a lot of stuff related to geocaching in Gainesville. And one of the things is, one of the train displays that they have down there. And she wanted to use the caboose, or a location around the caboose, to put one of those little cases. And what you do is you open it, and there's normally a little trinket or something in there. And I don't know how they do it now, but back then, you get that trinket and put one in it and sign off, Jerry Neese, Clarksville, Georgia, and kind of put where you are. And if you get lucky, you will find one that has people from all over the world. And they'll go check it every now and then and put a new trinket in it. and, update it, if they keep up with it. So it's something nice, and she says she looked on her map, and there is nothing around Lula that has geocaching. And she thought that this was a real missed opportunity for the city to get on something. It's a little dense market, there's not, thousands of people, chomping at the bit to do this. But there is several hundred that do it every weekend in Georgia. And, it would be a good lure for tourism to our downtown area.
I was gonna say, I have friends that do it with their kids, and then they go and look at the little town that they've gone to, so.
So instead of, kids looking at their phone all the time, they can be using a GPS, to find something, and they're gonna look and look around. So instead of being at home, they get to get out, experience the outdoors, and hopefully experience Lula.
I'm in support of this. It's another channel of tourism. It definitely brings, people to Lula, but it's not like we're gonna bring 500 people at a time. It's,
Right.
you might have one person show up this quarter. You know?
Right, exactly.
I know, I'm familiar with the process of geocaching, and it was popular, 20 and 25 years ago, and that certainly the capabilities are there now. And this is something, I haven't heard anyone bring this up in a long time, but it makes perfect sense. I know there are other things that can be done for city, bringing people to city is just, having different spots on a map or a walk or a tour. And this is similar to that, whereas here we have someone that's outside of our city that's approaching and saying, hey, you don't have one. Now, in the past, it was always issues about people putting geocache sites on private property. And you had people roaming all over other people's private property, and they're saying, well, I was just geocaching. Well, you're trespassing. But in this case, the request came in for a public location, and I think that's fantastic, as it would draw people to the city for explorer interest, and I think that that's a fantastic idea. So I appreciate that whoever brought this to us. Thank you.
Any other questions? And it would be placed on the caboose, correct? Somewhere around the caboose,
Yeah.
so they're not climbing all over?
Right.
All right.
So do we need to go ahead and, do we need to vote on this, or?
I would make that approval.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion that we go ahead and approve the geocaching location at the depot.
Second.
Motion made by Juliet to approve the geocaching at the depot, second by Chris. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. The next one we have is proposal for use of the Lula Depot for a community event for the sock hop that will be coming up in, did you say September?
October.
October.
Don't add anything else to September, thank you.
Trying.
Fall festival's enough, thank you.
Get it all done in one time.
No. Marilyn, do you wanna do it, or you want me to do it?
Go ahead, but I do want to, emphasize that we say both 50s and 60s. Like whenever flyer or information goes out, it should, sock hops were around 50s and 60s.
I sent you the new updated proposal, it has it on it.
All right.
So the proposal from the Lula ladies, and as part of our sesquicentennial
150 years.
150-year celebration, thank you, was to hold a 1950s, 60s sock hop dance. It would be held at the Lula Depot on October 17th from 6 to 9. Of course, they would need use of it for the entire day for setting up and, of course, cleanup. It would be a great opportunity for us to highlight at least a small time period of our 150 years here in Lula. Think of this as date night, because the idea of this is for adults only, no kids. There is no cost. There would be music, refreshments. Literally pull out your poodle skirts, your leather jackets, put on your dancing shoes, and just have a good time that night. And it's also, the Historical Society and the Development Authority are also part of the planning.
I think it's a great idea.
Agreed.
I'm not dancing, but I think it's a great idea.
Hey, you don't have to dance, you can come hang out.
If I shoot at you, you would.
Any questions? All right. Do we have a motion to approve this?
I
or
make a
deny?
motion to approve the proposal for the use of the Lula Depot by Lula Ladies for a sesquicentennial sock hop dance, October 17th, 2026, from 6 to 9, and I also approve that we give them the entire day to set up and clean up.
I'm gonna go ahead and second it.
Approval, or motion made by Tony to approve the sock hop event for the 150-year celebration at the Lula Depot on October 17th from 6 to 9, using the depot for the full day for setup and tear down. And second by Juliet. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. And then the last thing I had to add on here was just a quick update for the baby changing stations. We did finally get a quote in, and Jerry and I had spoke a little bit earlier. We have a quote for $1,574 to put 2 brand-new countertops in that would cover up the one sink and still leave the existing sink open. And then that was for one cost, and then the other cost was $500 just to put the inserts. But the inserts may not match the counter. We feel it would be a better option to put a full counter, so there's no issue with a countertop coming up missing. It would look better, and then the baby changing stations can be put on the wall and be able to fold down on that. It'd just give it a little bit more security, a little bit more sturdiness to it, so.
And it's $1,500 for both.
Covers both, yes. It's $1,574, I believe is what it was.
Do
To
we
cover
need to
both.
update what we approved funding-wise?
I don't believe we approved only on this. Yeah, we didn't set a dollar amount because the baby changing stations, what we're gonna do on that now would be the fold downs. And I believe they were somewhere around 300 apiece for the plastic ones that had the straps with the, belt or whatever you call it to hold them in, so. So all in all, I think we're probably gonna be just under $2,500 time we're all said and done.
Okay. So you need a motion?
Need a motion.
And I'll make a motion to approve the baby changing station proposal as read by Mayor Bruce Lane, not to exceed the amount of $2,500.
I will second that motion.
Motion made by Tony to approve the baby changing station countertops to not exceed $2,500. Second by Andrew. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Next up, minutes for February work session and regular meeting. Has everybody had a chance to look at those that Tangi sent out?
Also, January 20th is in there as well.
January's are in there as well, right? Any discussion, addition, deletion?
I believe there were four that we were reviewing, 4
Correct.
minutes.
I believe it went all the way back to
Mhm.
December,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken.
I make a motion to approve all 4 meeting minutes that were provided to us.
I'll second.
Motion made by Tony to approve all 4 meeting minutes. Second by Juliet.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Yard of the month for February. Did everybody get a copy of that in your books? Should be in the front.
Nope.
You just gave it to me.
You just get it. The rest of us aren't special.
Okay. Yes, you are. You're all special.
Sorry, I'm aggravating you.
February 2026 Yard of the Month recipients for District 1, which is under Tony Cornett. Aaron Katz, 5407 Lombardi.
That's not right.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's a different one.
And you didn't give me the right one. That was my fault, my fault.
You falsely accused.
I had the wrong one. Sorry. They were gonna get it twice in a row.
Yeah.
March 2026. I'm behind. I don't want it to be spring yet. District 1, Tony Cornett, Janice Bowen, 6025 Tomb Street. District 2 for Andrew Carlisle, Ramundo Casas, 5411 Morgan Manor Court. District 3, Chris Llewellyn, Terry Patterson, 6424 Narramore Way. District 4, Garnett Smith, Stephen Hood, 6609 Belton Bridge Road. And District 5, Juliet Roberts, Laura Flores, 6217 Helen Street. Congratulations to all those winners for this month, and thank you for job well done and for keeping your yards up as well as you do.
I have a question. Is next month, yards in bloom?
You should be.
Oh, I thought, yeah.
No, or is it May? April showers bring May flowers.
Yeah, maybe it is May, but most of our flowers around here bloom in April.
Yeah, so I need to look, but yeah, so
Not today.
Lumen and Lula will be one of the ones with the $100 credit.
All right.
But I will look, I mean, I can choose, I guess, when you wanna do it, but I can't remember when we did it last year. I need to look.
All right, Gateway Corridor signs, we went over that during work session. Jerry, any update on that?
No update yet. I need to call that gentleman, again, talk to them about what, you know, what that corridor sign would cost.
Okay.
So we can, move forward with that.
And if we,
And I need to get a design and a logo as well, how you all wanna move forward with that.
Andrew and I actually were talking about that. That's supposed to be on the Downtown Beautification Committee. We need to have a committee meeting and sit down and talk about that
Yes.
and how we want to do the logo.
because that needs to coincide with the new city logo as well.
Because everything needs to be cohesive.
Right.
We don't need 9 logos anymore. Mhm.
All right. Maiden Lane Lift Station.
Okay, in your packet, you have the 4 bid tabs that were certified by our engineer. That is a very small lift station. It just about fit right here. And it's a very, very small lift station. When I sat through the, bid opening, because they were sealed bids, we had 4 bidders. It was interesting. With my prior experience, when I saw the amounts, I about fell over.
It's only printing every other page.
Yeah, it's not printing everything out for us.
I just started looking at numbers. That's why I keep trying to find things. It's only printing every other page.
That's what it's doing, okay. Yeah, okay. So the low bid, it looks like it got all the line items, but the low bid is, $910,000. Talked to the engineer again today, Sasha, about this, and, she estimated on the high end for it to be $725,000. I'm thinking 2, for as small as it is, it only serves about 15 houses, and any future development would take it to 20. It has a 4 horsepower, pump. We're not talking anything major here. She has recommended, and I agree with her, that we reject all bids at this time and just rehab our existing pump, or our existing, lift station, at that location. So spruce it up, put in a new, pump, look at it and see what we need to do just to rehab it, basically. And we're estimating, I would estimate no more than 200,000 to do that. She she's in the ballpark of 150. So that's where we are with that.
So are we not moving it to the church property?
No.
Not at $1 million to build a little
Well,
shed.
okay, I'm just,
Yeah, the whole plan was to move it, and they came back at $1 million. All four were within about 300,000-400,000 of each other, 910 up to 1.32, I think, was the other one. So our recommendation is the council vote to reject all bids for this project, and then we'll come back, with the new plan.
Sounds good.
all right, then I'm gonna make a motion that at this time, we reject all bids and we go ahead and move forward with rehabbing our current maiden lift station.
I will second that motion.
Motion made by Juliet to reject all bids and move forward with upgrade to the current station process. Second by Andrew. Do we have any discussion? All in favor, signify by raising your right hand.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Jerry, if you would, begin that process of getting that rehabbed. They didn't take it, so I guess it's okay. Maybe she was going to turn it off. All right. Next thing up, codification of ordinance. Joey?
Yes, Mayor, this is an item that has been around for a while. We had sent around the proposed ordinance that includes what we got from what I call Muni Code. It's now Civic Plus, as well as the additional ordinances that are listed that we've attached by reference, which would be the zoning ordinance as amended as of October 21, 2024, the subdivision regulations amended as of November 20, 2023, the ordinance limiting urban camping and prohibiting improper use of public places, the sewer use ordinance as amended October 21, 2019, and the ordinance amending the water and sewer rates as amended as of June 16, 2025. And if that's approved, then that would become the Lula Code. And again, those ordinances I just read are in addition to the chapters of the Muni Code that we have also provided to you.
If we approve this, would that take those additional ones and add them to the Muni Code?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It was just as part, the reason that's not there, from the start, Mr. Merriam, who's the lawyer for Muni Code, said that those ordinances were not part of the scope of work, so all I'm doing is adding it back in so that it's included as the code. We can either amend at a subsequent date or just add those in as council deems appropriate as far as being posted on the website.
Any questions on that?
Just for thought, I agree with the ordinance, to include those 5 items, the zoning, the subdivision, the urban camping, sewer use, and amended water and sewer. As we've been operating under those already, they were adopted by council and approved. It's just that they didn't get submitted along with the original over to Civic Plus for the codification, where they would have deemed it the code of the city of Lula. So I agree, since we're already operating under that, that we want to make sure that what we put on our website is official, and those would be official. That they're what people, they have information that people would need to know now. But by all means, this does not mean that we can't ever open those up as any other council beyond us can. So I think it's appropriate for us to go ahead and amend and go ahead and codify all of those additional 5 with the code of the city of Lula at this time.
Okay. Are you making that a motion that way?
I can. I could make make a motion to approve the ordinance as written by our city attorney's office to ordain the code of the city of Lula as published by Civic Plus, which contained chapters 1 through 38, in addition to the 5 that were listed, which was zoning ordinance of the city of Lula, subdivision regulations of the city of Lula, ordinance limiting urban camping and prohibiting improper use of public places, sewer use ordinance, and ordinance amending water and sewer rates.
I'll second it. Let Chris have it.
We'll give it to Chris this time. Motion made by Tony to approve the codification of the Muni Code to include the 5 codes that were mentioned that we're already operating under at this time. Second made by Chris. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. And this can be changed later if we find we need to go in and amend, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
I won't hit my head. Just so y'all know it's that thick.
Yes. At this time, the next thing on our agenda is social media policy, and I would like to have somebody make a motion to table this till next meeting. We do have an updated one from Mr. Homans to include the city employees. He'll get that out to us where we can look that over, correct?
Yes, yes, I will get with Jerry and get that to y'all, but we're just, it's a GMA model for, to include in personnel policies. So we would have that adopted separate from a social media policy for council and appointed members of your boards and commissions.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna make a motion that we table this for now.
Second it.
Do we have a date for next month?
You want to discuss it at the work session?
Work session and
The work session would be the 13th and the meeting would be the 20th.
20th.
Yes.
Motion made by Julie at the table to the work session on the 13th to be discussed. Potentially be voted on the 20th. Second by Garnett. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
I want to give Counselor kudos because in the packet is the GMA social media outline that they've given us.
Yes.
So, one that was created just off of discussion that you all received a few months back, and then the new one in there. If it printed every page, is from GMA.
Yeah, and I will point out, Jerry, I sent out an email to all of council on the 21st of February. There were some items in there that I wanted to make sure we included for the protection of council that was recommended. And then also, as an update from last week, I did get access. It was presented to us as an additional resource, and I can certainly set you up with it as well. It's I think it's the IOC insurance site where they have, it's our insurance provider. They have an extra benefit for us, which is additional policies that can be utilized for guidelines. But so there's additional resources. So I think
Okay, great.
we'll have an opportunity to review those.
Jerry, since this did not print correctly and we're missing different chunks, can we get another copy of what we really should have gotten?
Yes.
Thank you.
We'll get it tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. At this time, citizens' comments? Yes, come on up.
I'm June Vincent, I live at 4719 Old Cornelia Highway, Lula, Georgia. And I don't know who created the new website, but if you did, or whoever, thank you. And I really like the slide of the depot, all the pictures. I think it displays it well, and I think it looks really good. I like it. I know you're probably gonna tweak it some more, but I think it's good. It's
kind of nice to have a new one. Also, I wanted to mention the Lula ladies, and Juliet knows this. We have been holding funds to help with remembrance of Debbie Smith. And so don't forget that we do have money that we have been holding on to. And whenever you decide, and if you need to know the amount, Juliet has my information. Or I don't know if Marilyn knows, but she should know. But I just wanted you all to know that we're collecting money for that also. And just wanted to make one comment. You're going to put a diaper changing station, but you didn't say if it's going in the men or the women's bathroom.
Both.
Both.
Really? Wow, we're coming up now. Because guys do change diapers.
Both.
I have 3 sons, so I know they do. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
And I hadn't mentioned the funds yet because I didn't want to get into too many details until we had more information.
Yeah, 'cause we have nothing set in stone yet, and I wanted the council to know that we are holding on to some money to honor that.
And
Okay.
Lula Ladies has written a couple of paragraphs that they'd like on the plaque talking about her, so.
Definitely. All right, thank you. And thank you, Jerry, for updating the website and getting it where it should be.
Absolutely.
I know it's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's a big elephant. You can only
Yes.
do it one bite at a time, so.
Yes, thank you.
It is looking better, day and day. Any other comments? Yes, ma'am.
My name's Mary Martin. I'd like to speak to
Sure.
It's nice to see all these new people on the council here, Mr. Garnett. My name is Mary Colbert Barbie. I was born in Belton, Georgia, so I have a real big soft spot in my heart for Belton. And I know we still have a Lula Belton Historical Society, and they're carrying on some good work for us here, and we appreciate that. The reason I'm here tonight is I purchased property in Lula approximately 40 years ago. And this was family property on one of the blocks, and it was very close friends, the other blocks that I purchased. At that time, the city of Lula came down, and they did not require surveys at that time. So you just marked out your houses, where they're gonna be and what the lines were, and they came up and inspected and approved you if it was accurate. My health has declined, and I unfortunately have to sell my property. And I have my survey here, and everything I've done here has been, even before you had the inspectors, I put my houses on the correct size blocks. I did everything by code. And when they did the puff test, checked all the houses, all of mine passed. They did the smoke test. But I have had this surveyed, and I would like to sell my property. And the surveyor says I have enough room. I have 40 feet of right-of-way. You all have 40 feet of right-of-way. The roads are only about 12 feet wide. That takes up a lot of other people's property in the city of Belton, because at that time, we built close to the road because we couldn't afford to do the plumbing, et cetera. My houses have sewer and water. A couple of them have been empty for quite a while, and I've continued to pay my city water and lights and et cetera, and maintain my property. But I'd like to sell all of it.
Okay. To the city?
No,
To whoever, right?
for private
Right,
person, yes.
okay.
Something that's
Just-
gonna retire me. Yeah.
Okay.
Due to my health, I have to do this. I have one of my surveys with me tonight. I don't have all 3 of them. I didn't
Okay,
pick it up.
yeah, she's got them, she's got them recorded, so.
Okay, great.
I know there've been other properties in that area that have been divided. So, and the same streets, and I'd really like to do that, and I've offered it back to my family, my cousins, but, we just, haven't reached an agreement, but I do have a couple of people interested, and I will think they can upgrade it more than I can.
And you need to have them separated before you sell them?
Yes, I just need to know if I can separate them, sell them. At the time, we had a secretary, and she cleaned up the city hall one day, and she got rid of all that old paperwork. So when I came down to talk to them about the paperwork, they said, well, we no longer have that.
Can you get with Jerry on the process, what you need to do?
Well,
Because it's gotta be
if you don't
settled.
care, can you come to City Hall one day this week?
Yes, sir.
And let's go over the survey
Okay,
and see what all you need to do.
great. Thank you for your time. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Jerry, for helping
Thank
her.
you.
Anyone else? Now's your time. All right, if nobody else, we'll go into council comments. Start with Juliet tonight.
First of all, thank you all for showing up. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and opinions with us, because it does help us decide what we need to do for the citizens. I know on several other topics, I've received several phone calls, emails, text messages even, so we are listening, and thank you. And Saturday is community game night. Everybody show up, come play games with us. The Historical Society, Lula Ladies, and the Development Authority are looking forward to seeing you there.
I'd like to thank everyone coming out tonight on this cold night. The crowd looks pretty good for a cold night, but we got a lot of empty seats. Please come back.
Chris?
Thank everybody for coming. I hope everybody enjoyed having the 3 seasons in basically 2 days. And
One day.
try not to get blown away.
I was gonna say, we
Sounds like
hit
it's dying
4
down a little bit.
seasons.
So, anyway, hope to see everybody next month.
I'd like to thank everybody for being here tonight, and I did want to put a reminder out for Liberty Church, Easter in the Park not this Saturday, March 28th. We will be at the Wellness Park from 2 to 4. There'll be fun, there'll be games, it's for the whole family. It'll be very similar to how we do pumpkins in the park, so it should be a good time, and everybody's welcome to come. Thank you.
All right. I won't keep us here long. Last time I checked, it was supposed to be 27 degrees tonight, so be mindful of that. Watch your pipes, and make sure you bring any animals in that need to come in. So it's going to get cold. Yes, definitely. All right. But thank you all. I'm glad to see you. I'm very, very grateful that we have a wonderful council that can get stuff done. My gosh, I think this might have been a record on the amount of things that got approved tonight. But
No,
thank
I
you.
think we've done more.
Thank you.
All right. And I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Again, with that weather, like Chris had said, all the seasons wrapped into one little day. But good news is, by this weekend, it'll be 80 degrees again, so you'll be back in shorts and flip-flops. Hopefully, that's the trend that we'll see from now until next November, we hope. So, reminder, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, so wear your green. Make sure you have that ready to go for tomorrow. Maybe that'll be a little inspiration for the plants and flowers to start blooming when they see everybody in green, too. Reminder, upcoming meetings, community game night, as Julie had mentioned, Saturday on the 21st. Come on out at 3 o'clock at the Depot. Lula Ladies Lunch and Dinner, Wednesday, March the 18th at the Depot as well. Historical Society, Lula Belton, Monday, March 23rd, 6:30 at the Depot. Planning Commission, Lula Development Authority meeting, March the 24th, 6 p.m. here at City Hall. Planning Commission meeting, Tuesday, April the 7th, 6 p.m. at City Hall. Lula work session, City Council work session, April the 13th, 6 p.m. here at City Hall. And then the regular scheduled meeting will be April the 20th at 7 p.m. here at City Hall as well. And again, thank you very much for coming out tonight. Great crowd. Be careful going home. Make sure you leave those faucets dripping, and make sure you bring those pets in if you can. And that's all we have. Do I have a motion to enter executive session?
Make a motion to enter it.
Second.
Motion made by Garnett to enter executive session and Juliet the second. And we will be right back.
Is that a promise?
Yes. Just for you. You're holding us up.
I'm not just.
No.
You wasn't talking to me, was you?
Yes.
No respect. She ain't totally no respect.
I mean, seriously, what's knocking his around for? Yes, you better turn it in if you want your money.
I do.
almost done.
Yeah, hey, watch out in the hurry. Ain't no hurry to get out of here. Bruce ain't dismissed.
We're not dismissed yet. We have to play nice, we're not done.
They're done. Yep.
All right, everybody back?
How's your?
All right, this time we'll
That's right.
entertain a motion for the real estate transaction at 5606 Cemetery Road.
I make a motion that we purchase property at 5606 Cemetery Road in the amount of $25,000.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Tony to approve the purchase of 5606 Cemetery Road property for the amount of $25,000, second by Garnett. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carried. And
I'll make a second motion to approve the award of a contract to Andy Strange Grading Incorporated to perform demolition and grading on that said property at 5606 Cemetery Road. And that contract would be in the amount of $28,600.
I will second that motion.
a motion by Tony to award a contract for demolition and grading to Andy Strange Grading in the amount of $28,600 at 5606 Cemetery Road. Second by Andrew. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion carried. And at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Garnett to adjourn, second by Juliet. All right. Everyone have
Aye.
a wonderful night.
Thank you.
5-0.
Oh,
It is 8:35.